Have you ever finished a day exhausted, busy, getting a lot of stuff done, productive, but you didn't really move the needle any closer towards the goals that matter to you by the end of the day? That's what we're going to talk about today with one tip that if you were to apply every single day for a year, you would completely transform your life and revolutionize your life if you were to keep applying it over the next 5 years. I didn't come up with it. A lot of people use it in the productivity space, and I won't bury the lead. It is MITs, or most important tasks. So what is an MIT? It is your most important task of the day. If you were to get nothing else done, what is the most important thing for you to get done? You should make them ranked. So anywhere from 1 to 3 is ideal, maybe 1 to 5 if they're smaller. But this is not your to-do list. You can have other things on your to-do list. You can have other people to email back. You can have other things in your calendar. But this is, what do you need to do for the goals that matter most to you? So your MIT list could have something like working out. If you have very important physical goals and you know what you need to do during that workout, it's not just an aimless one. It might be like lifting weights or running a certain amount, depending on the goals you're working towards. Your MIT could be studying. Like, let's say you are taking the LSAT or the GRE or something coming up, like absolutely setting aside a couple of hours for purposeful studying time. You know, maybe taking a practice test and then reviewing the answers. Like, it is not, your MITs are very pointed, focused, and specific and aimed at what is most important to you right now. A third one, like honestly for me, shooting this video is one of my most important tasks of the day because I post weekly on Tuesdays. So it's whatever needs to get done that's most important for your goals. It is not things like, you know, responding to people in your inbox, because that's people's needs coming at you. Absolutely, you should get back to them. However, if I were to just focus on responding to everybody's stuff in my inbox, then I wouldn't be working on other goals that matter to me. For example, when I was writing my book, writing for 2 hours a day and hitting a certain word count or finishing a certain chapter was always in my MIT list, and then I'd have 2 other items. Other things could be like when I first moved to the city and was trying to build up clients, you know, talk to 5 new people at the gym that day. They're very specific tasks that are most important. What are not MITs? Just responding to every email in your inbox, getting a report back to your boss. Sorry, if that's not building if you're working at a company that you love and if you want to work up the ladder there, if doing a good job there is your most important task, fine. But for a lot of people, it's not. Like, let's say you're at a company you don't enjoy. Well, learning a new skill so you can get a job you like better, updating your resume, like moving towards whatever matters to you most and being very, very clear about that so that you can keep making forward progress as opposed to just getting stuff done. Other things that are not MITs are just miscellaneous things that you need to do. Like going to the dentist, is that important? Absolutely. You know, getting a haircut, dropping by the post office, getting groceries, doing laundry. Those are important. I'm not saying that they're not important, but they're not your most important task. So they're not going to move you any closer to your dreams or your vision. They're just going to be what I call like life maintenance to-dos. We all have to do them. We all have to do our taxes. It's not that they're unimportant. It's just that they're not building your vision. And what I want for everyone is to be able to move closer towards the life of their dreams. So every single day, I'll be honest, guys, I don't feel good about the day if I don't move at least 1 step, 1 inch, 1 little bit closer towards the life that I want to build. And honestly, it's like I feel it. And it's not workaholism. It's not fear of stagnation. Once you start doing this a while, you'll start feeling the difference because you're gonna go to bed feeling like, wow, I moved closer towards the life that I want to create and the things that I want to do. And it's a really, really good feeling versus just getting a lot of stuff done. You'll start to feel the difference. I'm gonna think of just a couple more examples. So let's say that your most important goal to you right now was healing and health, then it may be grocery shopping is a most important task for you because you know that you're not in a healthy space and you really need to get that food so that you can prepare some whole foods that you're going to feel better with. So it really will be different person to person. But if your most important goal to you right now is building a business, then doing those more life maintenance tasks like the laundry, the groceries, things like that may not be your number one most important goal of the day. Maybe it's emailing, you know, another entrepreneur that you want to do coffee with because they're a little bit ahead of you in their goals, and they had mentioned maybe doing coffee with you if you got in touch with them. So really that's the thing that's going to help most for that person. It really just completely depends. And what I want you to do, if you want to make this a little bit more actionable, is a few things. First, this might be tricky if you don't know the goals that matter to you, because really your MITs are like the steps that move you towards wherever your compass is pointing. But if you don't know where your compass is pointing, that's really difficult. So thinking of the goals that matter most to you, and then every single day when you first get up or before bed can be an awesome way to do this instead, so that you wake up and it's done. But thinking of 1 to 3 things that will help move you closer to those goals, and you write them on your either like a sheet of paper or in your planner or wherever you're going to look at them. And so like, let's say you have a to-do list, those MITs should ideally be at the top of the to-do list, and you want to do them either first thing in the morning or whenever you're most fresh. If you're more of a night owl, fine, but make sure that you're actually carving out that time. You might want to put it into your planner, like schedule it, and just make sure you're prioritizing it. That's why often it does help to do it earlier in the day. The payoff is really in the consistency of application. That's why I say this will transform your life if you do it for a year, because think about how different of a place you can be in if every single day you took 1 step closer towards those most important goals to you. Think about where you'd be. Sure, if you take a day off, no big deal, get back on it tomorrow. But even on something like a Saturday or a Sunday, I like to do one little thing that might help with my goals. That is optional. Maybe you could take weekends off, but you know, just think about where you'd be a year from now, 5 years from now. And the cool part is this can evolve, because it's not just breaking down your goals into small steps. Like every single day you're reevaluating it and you're saying what's most important today. So it's not like you're doing this like really long plan that's going to change a lot or be inaccurate a few months down the road, because you're constantly fine tuning it and asking, what do I need to do right now? What's the most important thing for me to be doing right now? And it's going to feel better. It just feels really good too. Not even just at the end of the day, but during your day, when you know, like, okay, it's only 10 a.m. and I've already done something to move towards my vision for my life. Let me know how that works for you all. I would love to hear about your experiences. Have an awesome week and have an awesome Thanksgiving.